Johnny Lombardi here alongside Taylor Curet for Tiger TV Sports. LSU drops this one in Death Valley by a score of 34-29 against the Mississippi State Bulldogs, the first time Mississippi State has beat LSU in Baton Rouge since 1991. Taylor, was a 34-10 Bulldog lead, but then LSU with a valiant fourth quarter cut it to a 5-point lead and had a throw to win the game, but couldn't quite get the catch.
A little bit of procrastination from LSU. I mean, the fourth quarter is LSU's quarter, but unfortunately Mississippi State owned all three quarters, first three. I mean, Mississippi State, they really came out and from the get-go just punched it in LSU's face. On the running game, I saw a lot of holes in LSU's defense. That's where they got it done. Prescott, I don't know his exact numbers, but he was running the ball all night.
Absolutely. Mississippi State on the ground was dominating LSU early in the game. The Tigers were stuffed 4 times on the goal line to turn the ball over. It was a 17-3 lead at halftime, actually, for Mississippi State. LSU with the scoop and score on the first play of the second half to cut it to 17-10, and then Mississippi State 3 unanswered touchdowns, all of them on third and long from long distance. Just brutal for the Tigers.
Right, and when they made that scoop and score, that's when you thought, okay, maybe they'll make a comeback. This is what the Tigers do almost every game, but then Zach Prescott comes right back, I think a 70-something yard run, and they looked deflated the whole night, LSU did. I think what they need to do is keep this loss in perspective, because one loss in the SEC early can end up not being that bad later in the season. It's a long season.
Exactly. Now let's take a look at what Coach Miles and some of the LSU players had to say after the game.
You know, there's certainly going to be some, as we look and review film, some things that we need to change and some things that we need to make calls better and communications happen more cleanly.
The biggest thing is just, you know, when you suffer a loss like this and things go wrong, you know, a lot of guys want to start pointing fingers, and that's not going to happen with this team. We're going to accept it as an offense, as a defense, and really as a whole team, and everybody's going to look at themselves and try to get better and develop this team and try to get better as a team overall.
Well, a tough night here in Death Valley for the Tigers. Taylor, what does LSU have to improve on next week as they play New Mexico State here again in Baton Rouge?
Well, they need to start faster. They started late, and that ended up biting them in the back. But they have a little tune-up game perhaps with New Mexico State, and then they get ready for another SEC game going on the road against Auburn. So next week will be important for them to get things straightened out.
Tigers fall by a score tonight, 34-29. Mississippi State upsets number 8 LSU. For Taylor Curet, I'm Johnny Lombardi for Tiger TV Sports, reporting live from Tiger Stadium.